Yo, people, and welcome to another episode of Through a Different Lens podcast. It's your boy Joe.
It's Deji.
And it's Jacob.
What we say, my guys? How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit hot right now. I ain't gonna lie.
The earlier the better today, man, because it is gonna get.
Yeah. How you guys feeling?
To be fair, around here, it's not actually, the sun's not out.
It's warm outside still. I just came back in.
Yeah, well, the sun's not been out. Obviously, since the thunderstorms last night, the sun's not been shining like that. So it looks like, well, it was warm about 9-ish, but the sun was at 9-ish, but now it's gone completely. So interesting, but I know it's probably still like 28 out there right now.
Yeah, there's a 35% chance of rain in an hour, so
we're turning into a
we
real.
We need to increase that to 50.
Hey. It was 129% last night. Well, at 4 or 5 a.m. with the thunderstorm. So,
Jeez. I'm telling you, this is a tropical island, bro. That's the only thing that happens. This happens in the Caribbean. That sort of stuff that happened last night happens in the Caribbean. So, yeah, man, England's turning into something different.
It's big. I woke up and then I woke up actually, funny enough, I fell asleep during the last game, and then flipping woke up, it was still going on. Bro, I had to close all the windows that we left open because everywhere was getting wet it was peak.
Yeah. Last night it wasn't the one, but I think it's nice that we got the rain though, because we kind of needed it to cool down the floor for today anyway, because it ain't dried out fully just yet.
Yeah, it was the lightning.
I just washed the car, yesterday.
Bro, I was so close to washing the car yesterday, and I picked it up from the garage. That was my plan, and then I was like, nah, let me wait a few more days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's gone down the drain now.
Hey, it's all right though. Happens.
Yeah, at least the inside is clean now, so it's cool.
Well, anyway, we'll kick off with the first game yesterday, Argentina, Austria. It was a good game, to be fair. Austria went for it. They played well. They had their moments. But the best ever, the magic man, numero uno, as Dej calls him, Lionel Messi. And we're gonna go on to the three of them in order of the games, just like last week of what they did. But we'll start off with Messi and Argentina winning 2-0 versus Austria.
Do you know what? I think Argentina were lucky that Austria don't have good attackers, because they were missing like final passes. That final third where you just need to thread the ball through one time, then you can get a shot off. They never had that, and you can see they struggled with that throughout the whole game. But like I said, numero uno will strike, because what they'll do, they'll put this guy in position to strike. That first goal, you see how my man dummied it? He's only dummied it because numero uno's behind him. If that was Alvarez, he's taking that shot.
You're not wrong.
No, like the way they play for him, no other country will do that for their star man, bro, for their legacy player. And he breaks the record, man. He breaks the record. So congrats to Messi, man. And Argentina, they'll win that group. Well, they won that group anyway. I don't think anyone else could win.
Well, it depends if they lose and goals get scored highly, but other than that, probably not. Yeah, they're playing Jordan next, so probably not.
And right now
that's
got
a 5-0.
They got +5 on Austria and +6 on Algeria on goals difference. So 3 points ahead as well.
Yeah, probably not going to happen, but yeah, man, great performance. Well, I say great performance. Great performance from Lionel Messi, and I think it wasn't even a great performance from him. I'm just saying it because he scored the 2 goals.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, he probably didn't even play well. He just manages to always come up with the goods. And you saw him yesterday again breaking the record, missed the penalty. And I felt like people were saying online that he missed the penalty just because he didn't want to break it in that fashion. He wanted to
do it ethically.
Yes. He wanted to do it the way he should do it, which which is literally a signature Messi goal, the way he did score the goal. Obviously, as you said, the Argentina team are really, really playing for him. It's almost like when you're watching them, no one else can shoot. It's funny.
You're not allowed. You're not
No,
allowed.
but
Standard
even when
permission
they
slip.
even when they do shoot though, bro, the ball always finds its way back to Messi. So it's so crazy. Like all the rebounds find the way back to Messi all the time. But I think really and truly, you're right in saying if Austria had anything about them in terms of a world-class player up top, it would have been a problem for Argentina, which Argentina may have to face later on in the World Cup, which they're going to definitely have to face. So that's what we're going to have to look towards, because if Messi doesn't turn up and be his best self, they're going to be in problems. But yeah, obviously another game where history has broken. We have seen that a lot in this World Cup. So another game where history has broken. Messi's done his thing once again, and I don't think there's any doubt about he is the greatest to ever do it. And my goodness, people are asking, can you win Ballon d'Or from an MLS? At this point, if he goes and wins the World Cup again, I don't know what they're going to do. But I wouldn't give it to him, but they might just do it.
I was going to ask you, would you give it to him? But thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, that one, he's the GOAT. He's undisputed GOAT. If they gave it to him, treacherous scenes. Well, basically, I don't know which one would be worse, this or Ousmane Dembele winning League One Player of the Year, starting 10 games. You decide. But yeah, it wasn't even Messi's best game. Like, it was a good game for an average player, or a great game for an average player, I should say. For him, it was a good game. And that's the standards that he set. And we discussed this last week when we were talking about Mbappe. Or what the best of the best. They cannot have the best of games, but they're the reason why their teams win. You get me? And like you said, Messi started off this game missing a penalty. I thought the penalty was fortuitous. I'm not going to say conspiracy-wise, but Argentina are getting a lot of favourable calls, because even their first goal, Austrian player got fouled near the halfway line, and they should have pulled that back. But because Messi finished it off, they were like, nah. So, yeah. And for me, it was like, they played solid, but Austria gave them a very good game. I thought Lisandro Martinez was arguably their best player and starting a lot of their attacks. Obviously, not being United biased, but I thought he was top last night. And then, yeah, the main man, he did what he needed to do. Is like he's the only one scoring right now, and it's put them in good stead in the sense. Well, for him in that final game, he probably just needs to play 45 minutes if they like sort out the first half straight away. In that sense, it's one of those ones. Well, obviously it's hard to sub him off. Do you know what I mean? Even France, they only subbed off Mbappe in added time last night as well when they were 3-0 up. So yeah, it's just Argentina are a great tournament team. They've become a superb tournament team. Like, everyone maximizes themselves and beyond. And like Deji said, they play for the main man. Like, and the difference between him and the other main men or main legacy players for their countries or nations, he's still world class. Like,
yep.
Like, he's not the best anymore, but he can still argue that he's the best. Whereas the other ones, we don't need to name names, or we'll come on to one or two. They're not world class anymore. They're still top players by respectively, but they're not world class. Like, so yeah, that was a good game to watch, because I feel like Argentina were tested, but good battle test for them.
You see on the players playing for Messi, I just don't think that the other players around the other teams are even good enough to warrant you wanting to play for them. Do you get what I mean? That's what I think it is, because really and truly, you'd expect Portugal to play for Ronaldo, but he just can't do the things that Messi can do in terms of in the game. Like, a lot of these players aren't in the game all the time. They just turn up for the moment. Whereas Messi is always still trying to get the ball. He's always still trying to be effective as of sorts. And he will, when it comes down to it, run for the team. Where it comes to these other guys, you kind of see it and you're like, they just want the ball to their feet. Messi will do some of the dirty work, for instance, and he knows, and the nation knows, and the world knows, if you've got the greatest player of all time, why not? Do you get what I mean? But Portugal almost have too many superstars around Ronaldo.
That's the problem. Like, the talent gap is closer in the other teams.
Yes.
Because you could still argue this Argentinian team, bro, Messi's still the out-and-out baller in that team.
Oh, 100%.
But for Portugal, Fernandes is closer. And you have
Coutinho.
you know the midfield, the midfield three, they're a lot closer. So it's like they want to have their own say now. They want a team effort, not just a play for Ronaldo effort. So yeah, the talent gap's a lot closer. So the negotiations, they ain't gonna work.
Do you think though? Do you think if they were to play a similar style of what Argentina do in terms of it feels like Atletico Madrid style of football, but with a superstar player? Yeah. Do you think if the other teams adopted that, they would go further, or do they? I think they would. Okay.
I don't know.
Put Ronaldo as a 9, then build the team around him. Put effective wingers that can run in behind with a solid midfield. Nah, bro, they go far.
But it's funny you mentioned Atletico Madrid. Argentina are literally Atletico Madrid with Messi. They're resolute, and they're going to be hard to break down. They'll maximize. It's like you'd think, obviously not by his personality, but you'll think Diego Simeone's Scaloni on the touchline. But it's just that Scaloni's he's not eccentric or anything like that. But the way Argentina are set up, and I think it's because the reason why I said kind of no for the other nations, such as like say Portugal, Senegal, for instance, is because Messi can still play make. Like he can still be the best passer. He can still dictate the game in instances. He doesn't need to dictate the whole game. If he dictates it for 5-minute spells 3 times a game, those 5-minute spells will win the game. And then the team just set up shop. Whereas like I get your point in Portugal if like there's wingers playing for Ronaldo and stuff like that. But like you said, the talent gap is close. Like the world-class players in Portugal's midfield are better than Ronaldo right now. Whereas like the top-class players, or you can argue, say, Alvarez is probably the only world-class Argentinian bar Messi. Like, and even then, that might be a stretch. Do you know what I mean? Like Messi, even if Messi scored all the goals right now, but if he didn't score, out of the 5 goals they've scored, if he'd scored 0 and they'd scored 5, there's a high chance Messi has 3, 4, or maybe 5 assists. That's the difference. So it's just he's gonna be involved in the goal somehow. Like he's the best passer of all time as well. Do you know what I mean? So he's just a freak. He's an alien, bro.
Yeah. When you watch him, it's a joy to watch, though. It's a joy to watch him. The day he lets the game go, gonna be a sad day. He's playing MLS now, so you can probably watch him till he's 45 out there. But on the international stage, I think this could be his last. This could be his last, which would be sad to see him go. But be good still, man. He's if he's leaving us like this, he's leaving us the right way. But the fact that he's going band for band with Mbappe and Haaland at 38 is ridiculous.
Before we move on to the next game, do you not think Argentina are strong favourites to win this World Cup? For me personally, I before the World Cup started, I was like, this current team, I kind of see them as a quarterfinal max team, but maybe I'm underselling them.
Yeah, I think they can go. I think they can potentially win it. As long as you got numero uno, you have a chance.
I think it.
As long as you see that team play for him like that, you have a chance. There's no ego in that team. The only ego is we win for Messi.
Bro, every player's
everyone's bro.
They'll speak about the game, then they speak about him.
Like, I've never seen this from a team.
I think they understand it though, Dej. I think they understand that their direct path to being legends in their country is through one person. So, like, he essentially won them the last World Cup, and he's looking like he could win them this World Cup. So, like, why change anything? And if you look at the team from the last World Cup, I think yesterday there were 7 starters from the last World Cup final to this World Cup like group stage game. So you can see the continuity they do have in their squad. And some of the players are just not there because they've actually retired. But the fact that like Otamendi is still in the squad. Like they're really like really clinging on to these players because they know what it's like. They become a new player when Messi's playing. They might be rubbish for their clubs, but when Messi's on the pitch, they are a new football player just for the period of time of the World Cup. So for me, I think that Argentina can do it. Before the tournament, I didn't see them as going anywhere really and truly, but I feel like they can do it because why you're not going to count out Messi, but I think it depends on the route they have to go through. If they have to buck like France in the semis or the quarters, that's where I feel like their stumbling block will be.
On the continuity, like that's such a good point because bar Otamendi, the squad's actually of a very good age, and I think that's what's helping as well. Like these lot have the experience of being involved in winning the last World Cup, and they were pretty young. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the likes of now, Enzo's now an outright starter for Argentina, whereas like 4 years ago he was a crucial squad player, but you could argue, we might rotate. Do you know what I mean? But now he's 25. He's like in his prime.
Jeez.
McAllister 27. Licha and Romero. Romero's a sensible man when he's playing for Argentina. Like he shows his world-class ability.
He has to answer to numero uno.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
That's bigger than the Spurs board, you know.
I think bar Emi Martinez, and maybe Rodrigo de Paul, no one in the starting lineup yesterday was above 30. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, and Messi, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Messi's the old man. But like they're at a great age where they've still got enough legs. They're not holding on to multiple legacy players. Nah, do you know what I mean? And like everyone knows, bro. Probably that's why Di Maria retired years ago. He was like, bro, I'm wasting time. I'm not gonna stop this path. But yeah, go on, Dej.
No. I was just saying there's only one legacy player in that team. Your second best player is coming off the bench.
Yeah.
That should tell you everything you need to know. And when he comes off the bench, he doesn't replace numero uno. No, he replaced someone else.
A myth. And it's mad because he was starting ahead of Martinez last World Cup. Or Martinez not be injured last World Cup? But
Martinez was on foolishness last World Cup. Remember, he was the one that didn't want to pass it to Messi in key situations.
Wait, they're giving him a chance now. So yeah, with Argentina, I do think they'll slightly not struggle, but against the other top nations,
they'll get found out for sure.
Yeah.
But then they've got
Messi's not defending.
They've got the ultimate killer in football in history that can destroy other teams. So, like, just for argument's sake, if they met France, England, or Spain, I'd put those three nations slight favorites. I would say favorites if Messi wasn't playing, but slight favorites because I think we kind of saw it in the glorified international friendly tournament World Club last year. When Inter Miami's talent level overall doesn't match up with the European greats, but when they met up it was long. Do you know what I mean? It was easy to just funnel Messi out the game, and then obviously it's different because Argentina actually got top players across the pitch in it. So it'll be interesting. He makes it a level playing field against those teams, but the difference is he won't be able to get away with the walking aspect as much against those teams because they'll make him run, if that makes sense. So exert more energy in his older age.
Yeah, better teams will get through that defense. Austria just didn't have a chance, man. Just needed that extra bit of quality.
But Argentina don't really concede as well, bro. Or when they do, they score.
Guarantee if they had better players, Austria, they were conceding yesterday.
Yeah, they might go the whole group stage without conceding the goal, though, because they've obviously got Jordan next. I think Netherlands would be a problem if they have to see them as well.
They'll want revenge.
Yeah. I think there'll be a problem, though, because their attacking line, their defensive line, they got enough pace to kind of deal with whatever's going on, and their midfield three can match up with Argentina's midfield three. So I think Netherlands will be Argentina's problem.
I wish Ekitike was fit and not injured, man.
Because that Dutch
team would be Oh, sorry, yeah, that France team will be flying even more. Sorry,
That
I was thinking about something else.
That wouldn't be fair.
Mate, Sheffi's struggling for that minute. Anyway, and the thing with Argentina before we move on, everyone knows their role. They play on paper a traditional 4-4-2 because the ball's playing off the right, Almeida off the left, and then Messi just floating with Martinez in it. So like McAllister and Enzo are doing a hell of a job in that midfield too. But like they know how to keep the shape, the compactness. It's Almeida's the one that's more or less keeping the width on the other side, and obviously Medina. We saw that with the assist for the first goal, on the overlap effectively in it. So yeah, it's a super well-oiled machine, and it's a winning team. And now I shouldn't be surprised if they go on to win the World Cup. Obviously, we're still in the group stages, but I think the reservations that I had of them have alleviated, regardless of who they've faced right now. Do you know what I mean? The interrupted game that was delayed by just over 2 hours because of the thunderstorms there, that transferred over to us a few hours later. But the French dispatched of Iraq 3-0. Mbappe joining Messi with his double, and now also second all-time World Cup scorers. I think Mbappe's 16 in 16, if I'm not mistaken, which is insane. Messi's on 18, obviously play more games, but I think Messi's got like 12 or 13 in his last 9 games, which is just stupid. But yeah, the 2 best World Cup performers are going ban for ban again. Like, obviously, we're going to talk about Haaland next, but yeah, the French, they did what they needed to do, and they go into their final game with a harder final game because it's them and they want to win the group. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, thoughts on the French game? Obviously, Dembele getting the third.
Do you know what? Barring this first goal, I did think that the French started a bit slow. Because even though Mbappe scored that wonder goal, yeah, I wasn't expecting him to score like that. Because I don't think I've seen him do that before. Left foot outside the box like that. But listen, a good goal, man. It was a good goal. And listen, credit to Iraq as well. They played all right. I think they played all right. It's just that France are France.
Yeah.
You talk about numero uno, bro. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because Dembele is there, Elise is there. It's like, wow, man. They got a lot of firepower still. And Dembele got his first goal for France.
Yeah.
The World Cup, yeah. I think in an international tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you think about that, that's crazy in itself. Like, it just happened now.
Hey.
From winning League One Player of the Season.
Ballon d'Or last year as well.
Back to back.
back to back individual honors. But yeah, man, it was good. But this is the first time that a game has been interrupted because of adverse weather. So that was interesting to see that how they coped after that, because it's never been for a football game. But yeah, man, I think they done all right. But how do you guys think it went?
I think going into the game, I feel like we all had France kind of dominating the game in general, which they did do in the end. Obviously, and it was more history. It feels like every game history. Mbappe obviously going over that mark. Him and Messi just competing, having their own competition on the side of the World Cup, which is very interesting as well. But in general, I think France's performance was what I expected it to be. They made a few changes to the team, obviously, with bringing in Luca Digne, bringing in Kone in the midfield and starting Barcola. So they made a few changes, obviously, to the team, which were just probably changes where it's just like, okay, let's rotate the squad. Let's get everyone some minutes because we're going to need you all down the stretch. And they all came in and did a job. They all came in and performed well. So, yeah, for me, I think Mbappe obviously is always going to be the standout for France. The World Cup is honestly his favorite time every 4 years. It's like he just comes to play and comes to party. Dembele getting that goal, the first in an international competition for him, will probably give him more confidence to obviously be the guy we know who he is, because we haven't seen the real Dembele in a French shirt really ever. So I think we'll see that from here on out. And yeah, I feel like it just puts them in a good stead to obviously going into the final game, which will be their toughest game of the group we can now see against Norway, to go and do something. I think they can really, really put on a show and play from the start. I don't think we've seen a complete French performance yet, as you said, Dej. I think we've seen it in moments, and the moments we do see, they go crazy. I know you guys saw the move between Dembele, Mbappe, and Elise when he hit the bar. Like, they can produce that almost every attack if they want to, but you feel like they're just sometimes messing around and playing around, which they have the license to do. So for me, good French performance, but I feel like next game they'll have to put in. They don't have to, but they'll want to put in that type of performance where they can really, really put the World Cup on notice and say, we're here. No one is going to come close to us unless you've got a player like Lionel Messi that can win the game by himself, essentially. So for me, yeah, good game for them. The weather delay was the weather delay. You know what happens in the USA. You just got to be prepared for that. And I feel like the US prepped well. The teams were prepped well. Iraq probably came out a bit slow, what you saw from the second goal. They probably weren't switched on as much as the French were, but you know, it's a sign of a good team, good mental strength to come out from a 2 hour plus delay and pick up where you started. So yeah, good performance for the French, and yeah, good minutes in everyone's legs. So will be good for them.
Yeah. And I think they showed, like, with the opposition that they faced, that they could make straight. Obviously, it was only 2 changes. I didn't hear of anything injury-wise for Tchouaméni or Hernandez before the game. So
Doué, obviously.
And Doué, yeah. So like, they can go into the Norway game with 3 other starters. Tchouaméni, the outright star, rested. Do you know what I mean? Like, in that instance. And then yeah, it was Dembele was arguably man of the match, goal and an assist. Mbappe 2 goals, and then Elise, the creative spark, 2 assists. So it's like that Mbappe and Elise didn't need it as much. Dembele needed that kind of game. And if you've got him now firing, you don't really care not in a rude way, who's starting left wing. Out of Doué, Barcola. Because we saw Doué start last game, Barcola come on and scored. And it can happen the other way around. And again, we're rarely seeing Shirky. So it's just
question for you guys.
Array of talent. Go on.
If Ekitike is fit, does he start in this French squad?
No.
I think so, because the internationals in March, they had the same front 4 with him on the left.
Oh, so you think, but the way because the way Doué ended the season, I think Doué starts for them left wing. Just because of the way he ended the season.
It's those ones rotation, innit? I'm just more so going off how they did last international. It's like they were prepping that starting front 4, innit? But again, that spot's always up for grabs. Do you know what I mean? Elise's name is on that team sheet, and then Dembele by default because of what he's doing for PSG. So, and obviously Mbappe. But yeah, no, it's a good question. It's a good question. It just would have meant they're too greedy, bruv. They're greedy as it is. But yeah, it was a job well done performance by the French. The delay didn't really affect them. And again, shout out Iraq. They've been giving it a go. They can't match up with these teams as well as of yet. But it's just maybe one for them to, well, it was great achievement, them getting to the World Cup. And if their federation or their footballing nation is progressing well or continue to progress the way it is, then there's stuff to build on for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's inspirational stuff for their citizens. Like, players, we're having players playing the Prem in English clubs from Iraq now, and more in Europe in that sense. So yeah, no, it's refreshing to see these teams just give it a go. Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, the French were dominant. Mbappe's going band for band with Messi, and so is Erling Haaland, who completed the night as they did last week. On that quickly, someone put a bet on yesterday of each Messi and Mbappe and Haaland to score 2 goals, put $285 and won 25K. And I looked at it this morning and I was like, why didn't I see that bet beforehand? Because I would have probably done the exact same thing. Not necessarily put £285 or so, but I would have put something. Get me? Maybe £2.85. But anyway, Norway getting one over on Senegal. And that was my fear, like I stated yesterday. I just thought Norway will just edge it, and they end up doing it in that sense. But yeah, thoughts on that game? 3-2 Norway over the Senegalese, who are still in. They're not out like the other teams that have lost 2 games.
Well, I couldn't really call this one when we were speaking about it yesterday, because I just thought with Haaland and Odegaard, they have a good spine there. But Senegal could get one over on them, but I wasn't too confident in them. So yeah, this game, Senegal had to win, but damn, man, what's wrong with them? Their legacy player is not legacying, man.
To be fair, Jacob made a good point in the chat. Marnie was having a good game.
He was.
He was. But you know with these legacy players, if you're playing for a number 1, yeah, the rest of your team also have to put themselves on the line. They have to rise to the occasion.
That's
but
true.
Norway are good though, so it's not like they're a bad team.
Yeah, but then as you said, Dej, leading off from your point, you said the legacy players. The other legacy player, Mr. Koulibaly, decided to have the worst game of his life.
But he's like that.
I know he is, but you're assisting. At points, he was assisting the striker. And then Edouard Mendy wanted to get involved to try and assist Haaland. Lucky he just hit the post in the first half. I was just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, when the game started, I feel like Senegal came out like first 7 minutes, and this is what I'm giving them. First 7 minutes, they came out looking like they were ready to play. After that, bro, it was all Norway. Norway had the better chances. Norway had the better opportunities. Haaland was really dealing with Koulibaly, and he was kept on peeling on Koulibaly as well. It wasn't like he was playing on the other centre half. He was playing on Koulibaly. So he knew that was sort of the weak spot where he could attack in their team. And you saw it. The first goal, obviously, Pedersen scored the first goal. Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
He came on for Ryerson early in the game.
Yeah. Pedersen scored the first goal. Mistake from Koulibaly. And it's a silly mistake as well, bro. It's not one of the mistakes that you should be making. The ball's at his feet, and he basically just passes it to him. I was just like, bro, it's a
Koulibaly mistake.
You're right, it is, Dej, but it is disappointing. And then obviously they go 2 down. Okay, cool. They go 2 down. You then get the goal back. And at that point, I'm going, okay, cool, yes. Get back into the game, try and draw this game, because a draw puts you in good stead. I'm not going to lie to you, because France play Norway next. A draw puts you in a good place. And then you just go and concede again. And I'm probably blaming Koulibaly again. I think I am.
His presence.
No. Do you know what I think I am? Because, you know what? I definitely am blaming Koulibaly again. But I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, he was the weak link, and you wouldn't expect a man of his experience to be a weak link in this side. And you can see, as we spoke about yesterday with Senegal, bro, the federation and everything that seems to go into what's going into this game has affected the players in a massive way. So team selection, I feel like, is wrong. Hey, we spoke about Mane not starting, but Mane wasn't the issue yesterday. He was doing his thing, actually playing like Mane of old of some sorts. Nicholas Jackson wasn't in the right areas to be finishing in the box half the time. He was playing as a 10 instead of playing as a striker. Like, the balls that Mane was putting in the box, Haaland would have scored because he would have been in those areas, whereas Nicholas Jackson wasn't in those areas. Ismail Assar, yes, cool, you got the goal, but I need more. I need more out of the players that want to be the number 1, because the legacy man aren't going to give you that. So Senegal, it looks like a very, very disappointing performance for an African team that we expected to kind of go far. So disappointing from Senegal. Norway, well played, and Norway looks strong going into the next round because they're through.
Yeah. This was my fear with Senegal, because they were given, obviously, for a lot of people pre-World Cup, they were estimated to finish second in this group. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I was like, they might, because of their recent success, you can put them above Norway, but Norway got that cutting edge. And yesterday's cutting edge was just outright Haaland. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, he specifically targeted Koulibaly. And that's what the top players do, because Niakate had a good game, the other centre half. And it's just it's at what time, it's a fine line because of ushering these players out. Because we saw it when we went to the semi-final game, AFCON. When Koulibaly went off early in the game injured, Chelsea came in and done an outstanding job at centre half. He was so comfortable. Do you know what I mean? And you're just like, yeah, he's ready. Or maybe not for club level straight away, but he's ready to start over Koulibaly. Do you know what I mean? But again, Koulibaly skipper. Even on the first goal, Mendy could have done better with that the shot. But the reason why I'm not going to blame Mendy was keeping them in the game. Like he was pulling off some top saves. So it's just his mistake where Haaland hit the post, so he didn't get punished on that. It's like the goal was his karma for that one. But yeah, it's an interesting one because the difference with Senegal and other nations, as per. Belgium, you can say to an extent, they're quite similar in probably blocking younger players past like the experienced players. But we've seen Senegal's squad players make impacts in recent tournaments. We've seen in this tournament, we've seen them come off the bench and be live wires and buy, for instance, but AFCON, for instance, and Jaya was looking sharp and stuff like that. And now, again, Sarr, you need more, but Sarr's doing what top players do now. Even if he's not performing well, he's still been decisive. Do you know what I mean? And he's done it for Crystal Palace now for a few years, and he's been doing it he's becoming the talisman for Senegal in that sense. So it's just an array of little errors from your most experienced players, and you're just like, broski, now you've got a mountain to climb because they have to win convincingly in the final game, which they can, but they also have to bank on the other third place teams and other groups who can get 4 points, whereas the max they can get is 3. So, yeah, like Norway for their first World Cup, but they're putting on a show. They've started, and it's just fantastic to see the world's best players on full flow at this tournament. Whereas, like last couple of tournaments, you'll see them kind of looking a bit leggy and stuff like that. So, again, I was gonna say over to you, Ronaldo, today, but we saw that last week. Over to you, Harry Kane. But we said last week, over to you, Ronaldo and Kane. We'll just leave out. No disrespect. In fact, you know what? Over to you, Ronaldo.
Question for you guys.
And Kane, go on.
So, do you think, that there's a problem with this World Cup ball?
Why is that?
Because keepers seem to get their timings wrong, innit? And I remember Joe Hart saying yesterday that the ball, there's something different about this ball. So do you think it's going to be like those Jabawani balls? There's just something wrong with them.
The Jabulani one in South Africa was a mad thing. I think Diego Forlan mastered that one. Like a certain man mastered that football and certain man just didn't. In this case, I don't know, because keepers are having outstanding games as well, Dej. That's the thing. You have keepers having outstanding games, and then I don't think any keepers there's been keeper errors, but I don't think any keepers have had like howlers, maybe the Korea one. But other than that, there's not been many howlers in terms of... Go on.
Some of these balls, they've been not even they haven't been like a corner shot or anything. They've been kind of next to the keeper, but the keeper just ain't, they don't get to it in time.
You remember like Mbappe's goals, for instance, his one in his last goal against Senegal, and his last goal yesterday. You feel like keepers should save it. I almost feel like the players in play. To be fair, it might be the speed of the ball, because I know the balls are being tracked. I do know the balls are being tracked, but I think it just may be the speed of the shot that the keepers aren't seeing, because they're usually getting a hand to it, but they're just not saving it. So I don't really know. And I can't put emphasis on the football when I'm seeing keepers have outstanding games, i.e. the Curacao goalkeeper, Saudi Arabia when he played the Uruguay, Rosinia when he played Spain. So I can't take that out of it. I feel like it's the same for everyone, isn't it? So I don't want to make an excuse.
So on that, Joe Hart was saying about what Deji was basically saying. He said it's the spin on the ball is nothing like a usual football, so it makes it harder for keeper to save shots. And then he was also talking about like the speed at which the ball comes at. I think, and we're seeing it kind of on certain goals. Maybe Mbappe's first goal, the keeper got a hand to it. Me genuinely, I thought it was a great strike anyway. But maybe, when you know it's coming, but then by the time you put your hand out, you're just like, oh shit, it's already flipped my fingers and it's gone in. You know what I mean? And maybe the same for Pedersen's goal for Norway, the first goal yesterday, or Mendy, because I thought Mendy should have saved that. So, or keepers of that caliber. So maybe because a lot of people were talking about Joe Hart's analysis last night and saying like it was so good on that, and it was good to hear like a top keeper speak in depth about that. So maybe that could be a contributing factor, because some have said it's worse than the Jabulani ball in South Africa.
Okay.
So maybe, but again, the flip side, what you said, Jacob, some keepers are having outstanding games, which I don't recall that early in the tournament in the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but on that point, it could be correct as well, because most shots you're seeing in this tournament that fly into the top corner, they're not actually headed for the top corner until the keeper tips them in. For instance, when you see Messi's first goal against Algeria, it's tipped into the top corner. Even England's first goal they conceded against Croatia, Pickford tipped it into the top corner. The finish looks a lot better than it is until you see it again and you're going, oh, okay, the ball's tipped into the top corner. So it may be right on that. Obviously, Joe Hart's probably has got a better analysis than us, because obviously he's worked with these footballs and he's speaking to these players. But I'm just going off of seeing goalkeeper performances as well as seeing the amount of goals scored. Like I'm not going to blame a football. I feel like it's helping for both parties. Some like the ball, some probably don't.
Yeah. Well, boy, Senegal, the football's not to blame. Let's just put it like that. And they've got a big mountain to climb. It'll be a major disappointment if they don't come out of the group, which is looking likely in that instance. But again, credit to Norway, and this is going to be one of the entertaining final games of the group stages, where both teams are actually really going for it in that sense. So, and this is the position I believe Uruguay should have been in, but they drew their first 2 games before now finally playing Spain, which we spoke about the other day. Jordan, Algeria. I won't forget you today. Apologies for yesterday until Jacob reminded me. But hey, what a game to keep me going as I woke up during the thunderstorms and woke up during the game. And I was like, the lightning was wicked, bruv. I can't lie. Anywhere I was turning left, right, I was like, got to freeze in case it strikes. So I got to watch this game as well. But yeah, Jordan took the lead. And again, they're now out, but they've given a very good account of themselves this World Cup. They've made their games entertaining. They've gone for it. They've been resolute. Obviously, they've been conceding, but bro, they're trying, man. Do you know what I mean? But Algeria, I thought about this after they scored their first goal. I was like, Mahrez done his part. They didn't stretch playing him 90 minutes. Whereas others, they are. Mahrez didn't even start the first game. And you can see yesterday, Mahrez had chances. He brought the ball down. Brilliant. Mahrez always has the best first touch. Old school Mahrez is finishing that 3-4 years ago. Do you know what I mean? But this one can't. And it's like, he knows his place. They're not afraid to say, yo, we're not giving you 90. We're not starting you. Just do what you need to do. And it was enough for Algeria to then get the winner when he was off. But yeah, Algeria getting the win against Jordan.
Yeah, Mahrez, congrats. Even though Jordan lost, congratulations as well, because to be in a World Cup, it takes a certain amount of like consistency throughout the 4 years it takes to get there. And when your federation can give you some sort of platform, to make a World Cup and give your country some recognition as well, it's a good achievement as well. So congrats to them for that. And hopefully this ain't their last World Cup that they're in as well. But unlucky with the loss. Algeria, I didn't really see this going any other way anyway. So, yeah, that's about it you're going to get from me.
Yeah, Algeria, obviously, we expected to win the game. But as we always know, the smaller nations are always going to come out to play. And Jordan did that in a big, big way. And the way they did start the game, they were really on fire. So I was thinking, okay, could they cause a big upset? We ain't really seen one yet, if you get what I mean. So I thought this could be the game where we see kind of an upset, but Algeria said, nope, not us, not today. And obviously Mahrez came on strong. Obviously got, again, the assist for the first goal and then being taken off in the right way, as you said, Joe. No need to hang on to someone that can't do it. So, yeah, I feel like for Algeria, this put them in good stead because they needed to win this game. Anything less would have put them probably out of the tournament as well. So they needed to win this game so they can go into the final game with that push to be able to get through automatic, like top 2, instead of having to worry about that 3rd place spot.
Well, even if they draw, I think they'll go through on 4 points.
Yes, you're not wrong at all. But obviously they're playing Austria, so it's not an easy game for them, for instance. So like drawing that game or losing last night would have put them in the big problems. So yeah, for me, I feel like Algeria have they actually do have a well-balanced squad right now because they know what they're doing in terms of not using the superstar of old. They're kind of using their new and up-and-coming superstars that, well, I can't say superstars yet, but new stars that will turn into superstars, hopefully for them. So for me, Algeria are a good side. I don't know how far they're going to go in this World Cup, but for the here and now, they can cause you problems. They've got good, as we know, Algerians' technicality is in their blood. So you get what I mean? They've got technical football players that can know what to do. But as for Jordan, another positive result on the outlook of we didn't get slapped. We lost 2-1 to a nation that's highly ranked or higher ranked than us. And as you said, Dej, they can look for the future and look. They know what they're building. They're building something good. So, yeah, they're in a positive place as well. Good experience and good learning curve for them and the players there. So hopefully we'll see them again soon.
Yeah, on the rankings, Jordan are ranked 63rd. Algeria are 28th in that sense. So, no, that is, and then Austria 24th. So you're playing 2 other top 30 teams, and then Argentina are number 1 ranked team in the world. Obviously, I don't always go Bible when it comes to international rankings, but for the smaller nations, it kind of does matter more than the bigger nations in that sense. So it just shows the gulf in gap. Obviously, they lost the first game 3-1, but like you both said, they're giving a good account of themselves, and hopefully for them, I hope countries like that can continue building on what they're starting to create in that sense. And that is the hope that this extended World Cup has given. But initially, I think I was slightly hesitant in the sense that I was like, do we need an extended World Cup? But I didn't push back on it like I pushed back on other different changes across leagues and stuff like that. And I think I'm even more now so for it in that sense. So like for the African nations, for instance, now 10 can qualify, whereas it's always been extra harder, isn't it? And again, how Nigeria didn't qualify, it's a disgrace, but we'll leave that for the...
Just so you're not wrong, fam. You're not wrong. Jordan not in it, but Nigeria not in it. Come on, man.
You should have beef with Tunisia about Jordan. Don't worry about Jordan. Tunisia in it and Nigeria aren't in it. That's where your beef should come from.
No, my problem is with Nigeria, bro.
Yeah.
With any other country, Nigeria.
Yeah. Sorry for the digs, my Nigerian peeps. I love you lot. Today's games.
No, don't say sorry.
Today's games: Portugal versus Uzbekistan is the first game.
Yeah, Portugal. We need a win from you guys, man. Stop playing games.
This is the thing, though. Are you confident?
No.
Oh no, I'm confident in this one.
You're confident in this one today?
Yeah.
Look, Portugal should win the game, but I ain't gonna sit here and tell you that that Uzbekistan can't do a Congo and sit back and defend. Do you get what I mean? But I didn't see enough for Portugal, and I don't know what Roberto Martinez is gonna put out. This is the problem I have. Senegal, Portugal. I don't know who you're playing. I don't know what if I see Bernardo Silva on the right wing again, I'm gonna sit there and go, what the hell's going on? So
we know who they're playing. We just we don't know when you're gonna make the changes or why you started that way.
yes. So Portugal should win the game. But bro, it could be a case of it's going to be a tight one and then a draw again. But they can't afford to draw. They don't want to put themselves in the same position as Belgium.
Yeah, because in their final game will be Colombia. So
yeah,
in that group,
so
Portugal, for me, they'll win, must win. Doing small higgy hagger, but yes, Jacob, your people against England, 9 o'clock. Yes. England, Ghana in Boston.
Yeah, we need to adopt what Congo did against Portugal. And
it can be done.
Oh, it's 11 men versus 11 men. Of course, it can be done. It's going to be difficult. Again, it's going to depend on who we start the game with. So if IU is playing, let's just call it off from now. But we know IU is playing, so we're just going to have to believe. So my thing is essentially, bro, we're going to have to work hard for this game today. Hard. We'll get opportunities because England will give you opportunities. Semenyo obviously plays against a few of the back line on a frequent basis, depending on who they start. You get what I mean? If that's Nico O'Reilly, John Stones, Mark Gay, he plays against all three in training. So he knows their weaknesses. It's if you can exploit them because we'll be largely dominated. England will have a load of the ball and it will just be a case of having to really, really muster up and be robust and try and counter-attack well, try and get in the half spaces and really attack with purpose. But it really depends on who we play with. If that's all that it really is. If we start the right team, and I feel like we need to start a younger, more energetic. Well, our team's young, but I'm talking about IU. IU brings the average age way up. So the younger, high energy team. And in spells, go for it. But in spells, really sit in shape, be compact, and defend for your lives. Because guess what? A point here puts us through. And you don't want to be going into the last game with 3 points, having to buck Croatia. Do you get what I mean? So if we can get a point today, if we can get 3, hey, sensational. But if we can get a point today, then that puts us over an edge. And, our other nation is England as well. So if England win out, you ain't going to be mad. But, hey, England are naturally going to be through regardless because their last game is against Panama.
Which won't be easy.
It won't be. It won't be. You're right.
I feel like last time England had Panama, was it last World Cup or World Cup before or whatever? And Panama, they were just trying to injure England, bruv. So England will want to leave all the games unscathed. But yeah, no, I am expecting an England win. There's a lot of goals in the team. I think even if they're struggling, they shouldn't struggle to create enough chances. Do you know what I mean? They've got very much impactful squad players, whether the starting 11's right or wrong, especially if it's wrong. But yeah, again, Ghana, a lot of the players play in Europe, some playing in England. They know the English style of play or playing against these players a lot. So one-off games, man. You do your job for 90 minutes and then who knows, Ghana might be top of the group by the end of today. But yeah, I'm expecting an England win. Panama, Croatia, kickoff at midnight.
Might be a draw,
Oh.
Might be a draw. Croatia got the know-how to score early on. But you see, if it's 0-0 and it's like 80 minutes, I'm not sure they got the legs to see that game out.
They definitely have the quality to score goals. We saw against England. They have the quality to score high-quality goals as well. So I feel like the quality will shine through. I think Croatia will win the game 1 or 2-0. We know Panama will be high energy from the start. We know how much they're dying and playing for their nation right now. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting. But I feel like the quality will really shine through. And, I don't know. I think Croatia, the one nation that understand their legacy player can only play 50 minutes. So you get what I mean?
Yeah, Croatia, given how they're not the Croatia of old, I'll just give them slight favorites rather than outright favorites. So they should edge this. But if Panama get a result, a draw like they said, I kind of won't be surprised in that sense. I don't think people's confidence in Croatia's high. Just bar out. It's just outright respect for them, to be honest. And then the final game of the night, they're playing another late night game, but I think this game could be a good one. Colombia versus DR Congo, 3 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
So I should be waking up for that game still.
You saying on
I'll
the
be getting ready to work while that game is playing. So yeah, brother. So I'll be catching that game. But I think it'll be a good game though. They seem pretty equal to me. So we'll see what happens.
It depends on what Congo decides to turn up. And I feel like they'll be good defensively and resolute and robust, which we know them for. But when you get into the final third today or tomorrow, please make the right decisions. No shots from 40 yards. None of this, I want to be a hero. Let's play football and make the right decisions. I think that's what killed them against Portugal, and that's what's killing a lot of African nations. Like their final pass and the decision making. So I think Colombia will win the game. If I'm being really, really honest, I think Colombia will win the game because I feel like they have the better talent. They have the best player on the pitch in Luis Diaz, and the way they play for their country is second to none. It is religion over there. So for me, Colombia will win the game, but I wouldn't put it past Congo to get a result because they got a result against Portugal. So I'll be rooting for Congo, but I think Colombia win the game.
Yeah. I'm more or less aligned on that one as well. I think Colombia are going to be another one of those teams the other top nations won't want to face in the knockout stages. Was it, how many World Cups ago, was it England that had Colombia in the quarters or so and just about knocked them out? So like they're going to be tough. Even though James Rodriguez is old, he's a World Cup he's a World Cup performer. Do you know what I mean? He's 34, older, I should say. But again, like they kind of play through him, but he doesn't hinder the team. Like they need him. But again, like you said, Diaz is their star man. They got goals all over the pitch. You know, Munoz, we see it with Palace and we see it with Colombia. Likes to come in with a goal, which he did in the first game. No other right back really find themselves the way he did for his goal in the center forward position, times it perfectly. So yeah, it'll be one of those games where it'll probably be worth staying up for in that sense. So yeah, I probably got Colombia edging it as well. Just a quick one on Senegal. I saw a tweet that say, hate how Senegal have treated this World Cup like a farewell parade for their legendary old guard when they have some of the best young talent around sitting on the bench. What could have been?
Boy, we've said it.
That's African ball.
They're sitting there and Mbaye and Jai, all just watching Mane run around like a headless chicken. All just walking. Idrissa Gana Gueye, who was 36, past it. He might have been great for Everton, but he's playing with it like there's a system that's in place and he understands it. He doesn't play well for Senegal. Koulibaly, I don't want to discuss him anymore, man. Just last game, please get through. That's all they got to do now. You got to score 5 and you got to get through to make this all just go under the rug. So this has just been so disappointing because, bro, we watched them, man. We're calling them the best team in Africa. We're all saying, yeah, when they get to the World Cup, they'll be not even dark horses. They'll be contending. Now look like you're going home.
Yeah, speak for them still. Speak. Boy, that wraps up today's episode of Through a Different Lens podcast. As Dej likes to say,
you tell a friend to tell a friend.
I'm Jacob.
Like and subscribe.
What they said, tell a friend, like, subscribe, hit those buttons, get in the comments, and we'll keep on delivering. But thank you all for tuning into this live, or if you watch it later on, really appreciate the support. And yeah, we'll keep on delivering. But it's time to go. Joe, I'm signing out.
Dej signing out.
Jacob signing out.
Thank you for listening and watching, and God bless you all.